think 01-02 season, Watford and Preston were both in
Yeah.
what was then the old Division 1. So
Yeah.
you might have had a glass of wine after one of those games, I'm sure.
Yeah, well, I don't remember having a glass of wine, but I remember Gianluca Vialli really well. But as a player, you know, his years at Sampdoria, when we was growing up as a young boy watching him. But then we had a game against him. I think it was manager Preston as well. But just sad news. It just feels really sad. You know, we've had a loss ourselves here at West Ham this week with David Gold, and you know, really sad news. Really young man. So I really feel for his family, and a really disappointing news.
You lead me on to my next question, which is about David, and just what sort of impact has that had around the club and on you? Because you played Leeds and Westham, it was still so fresh to me.
Look, I think we were very aware that David was unwell, but I think when these things happen, it really hits you hard. And he was really supportive here at Rush Green. He was always bobbing in and out. He was someone who I liked a lot. He was an honest man, spoke well, was really supportive when required, but also was straightforward. So someone we really liked, and someone we'll miss, because he would come in and see the players. He would come in and have lunch with us. So obviously, really disappointed that he's died, but we have to move on. And what he would want us to do is he'd want West Ham to keep going well. You know, his family are all involved, and you know, he'd want the team to play well.
Let's look ahead to the game then. First of all, team news. Any fitness updates?
With Vladimir Kufar, we're going to have a look at, because he took a real clatter in the game the other night. Should have been a sending off. So we will need to check Vladimir out. Kurt Zuma is getting closer, but maybe not yet. We'll just need to check. He's only just going to start training. So we're probably much the same. We're still obviously trying to recover. We only played sort of late on Wednesday night, so we're still trying to get the players back together and get them ready.
It's one of those old cliches that, you know, when you're struggling in the league, people always ask you ahead of a cup game, is it a nice distraction from the league? But do we read too much into that in the media, or is there some truth in the fact that a nice cup?
Yeah, like winning any football match is really important. So we've had a great thrill this year by winning all our games in Europe and topping the group in European football, as we did last year. Last year we had a really good run in the League Cup, where we beat both Man City and Man United in the League Cup. So I think that if you can get a run in the Cup, in any Cup competition, I think it's a good thing. So it's really important to do it. But I think, ask the majority of the managers, they'll all tell you the bread and butter is the Premier League. You know, it's where you need to be, it's what you want to do. So it'll always be the most important thing. And but winning a cup and getting a run for the supporters is equally as important. You're trying to give them, you know, good games, days that they remember, and I'd love to be able to do that.
It's incredible how often as well the cup throws up these coincidences that you play a team that you've just recently played. Chelsea, Man City played last night, they're playing again on Sunday. Yeah. And it was only a few days ago that you played Brentford. They've got their tails up at the moment, they're the form of their lives, aren't they?
Yeah, they're doing really well, Brentford. They've I think they've been a club and a team which has been improving over the last 2 or 3 years. They've been making small steps, and I think they've done a really good job. The manager's done a very good job. They've got a good squad of players, so you know, they've got lots of players they can choose from. So it's a tough game. We had a tough game last week. I don't know if we quite deserved the result we got against them last week, but you know, they came in they put one over us, so we've got to try and go there and do the same to them.
Just one final one from me. You've already indicated that the club won't be active this window in terms of transfers, given the amount of business that was done during the summer. Is that a frustration? Do you feel a few bodies short? Would you like to get somebody in this month?
No, not at all. Not at all. The club, we were well aware of it. But, you know, we still might be active in the transfer market this January. We might try and do some business if we can. But ultimately the club spent a lot of money in the summertime, and we brought in a lot of players. And ideally we're not trying to bring in so many players. We brought in a lot in the summer, and we're still trying to integrate them and getting used to the Premier League. getting them used to us ourselves. So to do that with more, but we may need to, depending on how we think our situation is.
Thank you very much.
Big Slam.
And David Gold bought the oldest surviving FA Cup trophy. He described it as one of the country's most important items of sporting heritage. Is there a sense of the club that you want to do well in the competition that you really value highly?
Now you've mentioned that point, yes. Hadn't thought of that, but no, I'd say yes. Look, it'd be great if we could do. But you know, it's easy. I think always at these times, probably all the press conferences to the managers from the media will all be very similar. How much would you want to win a cup? What's important? And we all say the same, because we do. We all want to be successful. We do want to win the cups. We want to get through. But ultimately, by the end, it's only one team who can do it. So that's what makes it hard, because we all would really want to do it. And I think there's not one manager out there who wouldn't be trying to win the cup.
And as you mentioned, you played Brentford just a week ago. What have you learnt most from the defeat last week?
That we've been a little bit slack in some things we're doing, which has disappointed me. But I think there was bits of our play has been very good, but we've not been able to convert. And sometimes you need things to go. Sometimes you need somebody to score a screamer, which, you know, changes things now and again. Or whereas last year we were getting maybe nicking a goal from a set piece every so often, we've not been doing that as often. So there's things which we know could easily change it. And at the moment, what we're doing is we've conceded a couple of really sloppy goals from my point of view, and not like us. So I need to try and